Hello there and welcome to this video where I'm going to demonstrate how you can use tags to organize and rearrange the APIs within your API catalog. So here we have a sample API catalog in API portal. In this one we have just 9 APIs. We can see the tags listed here for each one. So there's a few Fire APIs tagged as healthcare sitting here. I have 5 of those, and the rest are just kind of general APIs, test APIs that I'm using. So what we want to do is have a look at the configuration that sits behind the API catalog, and to do that, we go over to the Joomla Admin interface. So it's generally on the same address, but with the slash administrator index PHP in the URL to access it. So once you log in to the Joomla admin interface, you go over to menus, main menu, and you see all the menus listed here that correlate with the menus that are listed across the top. So the one we're interested in is the APIs menu, this guy here that's showing us the API catalog. So in here, you can configure all sorts of weird and wonderful things. You can configure, show hide the Swagger download buttons, the SDK buttons, payload size, code examples, try it, etc. But the ones we're interested in here today, for today, is the show APIs with tags and the do not show APIs with tags. So in the latest release of API Portal, as of January 2020, we've added this new setting here called Do Not Show APIs with Tags, which is the opposite, really, of the setting that was there already called Show APIs with Tags. So now that we have the kind of positive and the negative settings in place, we can use them as very powerful levers to organize and rearrange the APIs within our API catalog. So what I want to do here as an example is because I've got 5 healthcare APIs sitting here, I want to kind of sweep them into its own menu called healthcare APIs and make that menu show up here. So the way I do that is go back into my menus listed here. So I select APIs, which is the one we've just seen. I save it as a copy, and I'm going to rename that to be healthcare APIs. Great. And then I see the same view here under the API catalog tab. What I want to show here is I only want to see APIs that have the healthcare tag. So I'm going to just put in the healthcare text string there. And just in case, I'm going to use a wildcard * around that to make sure that it sweeps up everything that has healthcare in it. So I'm going to save that. Save and close that. So now you might see this little X here, which means that the menu isn't published. So I just go back into it here. And go to details. And here you can actually indicate whether you want it to show up as part of the root, or which is at the same level as the current APIs tab, or make it a submenu of the APIs tab. For now, we leave it as a root, and we'll just set to published, and we'll save and close that. So we go back to API portal. What I'm expecting to happen is a healthcare APIs new menu item will pop up here, and these 5 Fire APIs should be swept up into there. So I see the menu item and just my 5 Fire APIs. Brilliant, excellent. So that gives you a way to kind of organize and categorize your APIs a bit better. But I still have a problem that the Fire APIs are still showing up in here in the main APIs menu. So if I go back into my Joomla admin and I go back into my APIs tag, I add in using the do not show APIs with tags setting. I don't want to see the healthcare APIs in here anymore, so I add it in there. Save and close. Go back in here and refresh, and I should see all of these Fire APIs disappear into out of this, and leaves me with just the general APIs. Brilliant. And so for the specific healthcare ones, I go to this tab. For the general ones, I go to this tab. And that's how easy it is to kind of maneuver, rearrange, reorganize APIs into different tabs in API Portal. So one last thing I just want to show you, I alluded to it earlier. The healthcare APIs can also exist as a submenu of the main APIs tab, and which is handy, for even grouping the menu items. So when I go back here, instead of side by side, it should become a child menu. Super. So thanks for watching. This video was all about this new setting called Do Not Show APIs with Tags, and how you can use that in conjunction with the existing setting, Show APIs with Tags, as two very powerful levers to help you organize and manage your API catalogs with your tags more efficiently. And a previous video that was done that's also on the API management YouTube channel that you might be interested in is how to categorize your APIs, this one here. And if you have time, have a look at that one as well. So with that, I will leave this video, and thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something new about the API portal. Thanks very much. Bye for now.